Hey, how's it going? Mike here, The Fresh Rinse. I really appreciate you watching today. I want to spend a little time this afternoon talking to you about the new pressure washing podcast that myself and Jeremy Messer have put together. But before we get to that, be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell tab, and leave a comment. I would greatly appreciate it. All of that serves to help the channel, and as you know, the channel could use all the help that it can get. We're hoping to get to 8,000 subscribers very, very soon, and with your help, we can do just that. Before we talk about the podcast, some of you will remember way back in the summer when I began building Jazzy that I opted for the 330-gallon tall buffer tank as opposed to a leg tank. And when I did that, I purchased 2 of those 330-gallon tanks. I still have the second 330-gallon tank left over here at my home, and it is for sale. So if you're watching this and you need a taller buffer tank, again, 330 gallons, then I would be glad to sell that to you if you want to make your way in my direction. Obviously, if you're within driving distance. I paid $250 for each of those, a total of $500, and that was a killer deal here locally. And I absolutely love mine, but I just don't think I'm going to need 660 gallons. So the second one is for sale. And if you were to choose to buy it, $150 to whoever shows up and buys it. You will need to bring an extra man with you. The 3 of us can lift it up into your truck with no problem. And if you were to come and you want to have lunch, we'll schedule a time when I'm going to be in town. We'll make that happen, make it a little bit more worth your while. The Pressure Washing Podcast. We're calling it the WashTube podcast, kind of a collaboration with WashTube University that you can find on Facebook. Great Facebook group where that you can request videos and then post videos right there in one forum, everything isolated within the context of pressure washing. Last night, Jeremy and I had our very first podcast, very much impromptu in that while we had been planning this since September of 2023, it's really just been on a napkin. Talking to Jeremy yesterday afternoon, we said there's no better time than the present. With about 3 hours notice, we told everyone on Facebook and other social media platforms, including YouTube, that we would be having our first episode at 8 o'clock last night. So with only about 3 hours notice, many of you scheduled to watch the podcast. And I think at one point we had nearly 50 right there engaged at one time, and then many others throughout the 1 hour episode. It was wonderful. We had a fun time. Someone said your first podcast will always be your worst, and I'm hoping that that's the case. One individual within about 30 seconds of watching said it's the worst podcast ever. So I think that's going to be our subtitle, the WashTube podcast. The worst podcast ever. We had a blast and we laughed a lot. We really covered a lot of things within the context of pressure washing. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday, Lord willing, as Jeremy's schedule allows. He is a part-time washer at this point, has a full-time job at the hospital, and as his schedule allows, we're going to be doing this podcast every Wednesday night around the 8 o'clock hour. If you're not able to watch, of course, it'll be posted to my channel, the channel that you're watching now, also to Jeremy's channel on YouTube, and that is Kentucky Wash Pros. So if you're not familiar with Jeremy Messer, you really want to subscribe to his channel. Again, Kentucky Wash Pros. He's killing it there in the Bluegrass State. We're probably not going to get on the subjects of pump building and the maintenance of your pressure washing rig, maybe answering a few questions from time to time in that space. But for the most part, we're going to be talking about the inner workings of pressure washing, how to deal with customers, how to price jobs, what it looks like to put out fires, literally and figuratively within pressure washing. All of that is going to make a wonderful Wednesday evening. And so if you would schedule that, I think that it would be beneficial to you, and we would just enjoy getting together. Someone asked me why I thought that it was a success last night. And by the way, I don't know what success looks like. It was our first time. A lot of people showed up. We were to have good communication, and we really felt good about things. And then at the end, we closed with prayer online here on the channel, on the podcast, and it was just a great time. But I'm really not sure if that's what success looks like. But for what it's worth, the success that we had, I said this: I believe that when you love what you do, then people will gather around to listen to you talk about it, right? No matter what it is, even if people aren't interested, if the person who's talking is interested and really enjoys what they're doing, people will listen. I mean, think about it. If you hated your job, like you just hated it, you certainly wouldn't schedule an evening to watch two guys talk about it, right? So one reason that these type of podcasts work so well is because not only do we enjoy what we're doing, Jeremy and I, but the viewers, for the most part, really hope to engage in these types of conversations. So I want to once again thank you for watching last night. If you haven't already watched or weren't able to watch last night, then you can find the link in the description, and you can watch the full episode from last night's podcast. It was our very first one, the first of many, and I'm confident that it's going to be a benefit to all of us all around in the pressure washing space. So once again, next Wednesday, or hopefully every Wednesday around the 8 o'clock hour, you will find it on WashTube University, my channel, Jeremy's channel, and a host of other places will make it available to you. Real quickly, before we jump off, now is the time to order your marketing products from Fresh Rinse Media, the 5x7 cards, door hangers, yard signs, and the A-frame signs and other materials as well. I will tell you, if you're really in the market for the A-frame signs, right now is the time to do that. Get ahead of the game, and you can do that by texting me. Don't call, but text. Do not call, but text the word sandwich to 513-235-8474. 513-235-8474. But we also, again, the 5x7 cards, text 5x7 if you're interested in 5x7. If you're interested in the door hangers, text door hangers. And again, the number is 513-235-8474. All right. I really appreciate you watching. Once again, be sure to like and subscribe, hit the bell tab, leave a comment, and we're hoping to get to 8,000 subscribers very, very soon. My name is Mike. I'm super grateful. I am the Fresh Rinse, and I hope you have a great day. I'm out.